Hello, my name is Scott Fromme and welcome to the Backwoodsman Institute. Well, here it is. It's the 1st of September and I'd like to talk with you guys a little bit about another wild edible that is out there, at least in the eastern woodlands, and that's the Paw Paw. Now the Paw Paw is a tree that actually grows like a fruit that's kind of like I would consider it more of a tropical fruit than what you would consider a woodland type of fruit, but that's at least what it reminds me of anyways. Now if you're going to be in areas, I'm sure you've seen Paw Paw. They grow in what we call here Paw Paw patches. So this patch here there's all kinds of Paw Paws, and there's some pretty tall ones in here. This one is about, I'd say, maybe 40 yards by 60 yards. You see them in maybe about chest high. Some of these trees are probably 15, 20 feet tall. They're pretty mature. And right now, in around the last week of August or the first week of September is when the Paw Paw fruit, at least here in southern Indiana, gets ripe and falls. Now in a normal year, it's hard to find Paw Paws because as soon as they hit the ground, the deer, the squirrels, or raccoons or whatever is eating them. So this one, actually there's quite a bit of Paw Paws laying here. So this year's been a real, it's 2012, so it's been a drought year, but for some reason the persimmons and the Paw Paws and a lot of other fruits are loaded. I don't know why that is, but you would think it wouldn't be that way. The Paw Paw tree is fairly easy to identify. The bark itself, like most of the trees here are maybe about the size of my fist or smaller, but the bark is smooth, and the biggest thing that gives them away is their leaves. You can see how big these leaves are. You know, this is the leaf of a Paw Paw tree, so you can kind of see the configuration of that. Plus in the fall of the year, you know, they got little fruit hanging on them. I'll go ahead and show, there's still some fruit hanging up in some of these trees. I'll see if I can't pan into them and show you what it's going to look like with the fruit still hanging on it. Here's some that's still hanging up in a tree. Let's see if I can't pan in there. Kind of give you guys a close-up of what the fruit looks like. Hanging up in a tree, how it grows. See if I can't shake some down. We'll get a closer look at what the fruit actually looks like itself. Okay, here's pretty well like three different fruits in different stages of ripeness is what I would call it. This one, you can see it's kind of like a dark purple, or not necessarily a dark purple, kind of like a purple color. This one, pretty squishy, and you can smell it's too far gone. In fact, most of the Paw Paws that are laying on the ground here are that color. They've been laying there a few days. Now I did find some that had just fallen in the last day or two, and then there's one that I shook out of a tree. Wasn't quite ready to fall yet. This one here is, you can kind of push on there, you can try to tell it's kind of soft. The skin is real thin. You can almost just peel it away with your finger, but this one's pretty firm yet, and this one here is you can kind of see the difference. This one here, let's go ahead and cut this one open. We'll see what this one's like. If you cut it, like I said, you can almost peel it. If I can take my fingernail, and I can almost kind of just rake the peeling off of it, so you can almost scrape it, like just scrape it off with a knife. The Paw Paw fruit is, like I said, soft, kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a real soft mango, maybe. It's kind of like, you see the coloration of the fruit. Pretty sweet. I don't know if there's much anything else there like that. You almost have to just try one to appreciate it. But it's full of seeds. Open this up a little bit more, or bust it open a little bit. It's got pretty similar seeds to, I don't know, I can't quite see that in there. Let's see if I can hold it up to to the camera. There's seed right there. It kind of reminds me of a great big persimmon seed right there. That's what it reminds me of. So it's not solid fruit, it's got a bunch of these seeds in it. That's probably why you know, like when they grow in patches. So because they're just so full of seeds, so whatever animals eat it, they scatter the seeds out with it in their scat or whatever as they're eating. Depends on what there is, but it's pretty good fruit. Like I said, especially this time of year, first week of September in the southern part of the state here in Indiana is about the time they get ripe. Like I said, it's hard to, a normal year it's hard to really find them, but so like I said, it's real soft fruit. If you're out in the woods and you see them laying on the ground, don't be afraid to eat on one of them. You'll like it. What I'm going to do with this one that I shook out of the tree, it's just a little firm yet. I'm going to take him home and put him on the kitchen counter and let him ripen for a day or two and then eat him. So I hope you learned a little bit about the Paw Paw tree. It's another wild edible that we have out there. It's available to us. Take advantage of it. Catch you guys back out in the woods.